the beast out. Who let the dogs out? Alright. I don't know why the fuck I'm so hyper. So, here's the thing. Before we get started, y'all gonna kill me. Okay? So, I'm gonna tell you what went on last week. So, literally Saturday, I swear to God, I came in this very room that I'm sitting in right now, and I recorded a whole fucking stream. But I did it on my laptop, I did it on my webcam, and the shit completely glitched out. So, literally, I did a recap of the Eagles and the 49ers. I talked about the college games that went on with Indiana and goddamn, it was Indiana and Oregon, and before that it was Miami and LSU. Miami and Ole Miss. Then I talked about the wild card games, all of them. The only one I didn't get a chance to watch is the Rams and the goddamn what the fuck y'all them bitches. I didn't watch the Rams and the Panthers. I didn't get a chance. So I was just like, cause honestly, I've been all over the fucking place trying to literally Excuse me. Pardon me. So, if y'all... Okay, so first off, I got 2 new songs out. One of them is uncut. Like, I keep censoring myself like, what the... Man, what the fuck? So, I got that song out, and I got the other song called Juggernaut. Right? So... both of those songs out on all streaming platforms. So what ended up happening was, for those that don't know, I do my own clean versions. Clean versions to all my songs. And I sell them on Bandcamp and shit, right? But actually, I'm capping. I do that. And the other part is, which the funny shit is, you want to hear something fucking hilarious, I couldn't even upload it to Bandcamp now because when I listen to the shit on the DSP, it's loud as fuck. So... what I did was I put like certain sound effects because I don't know why the fuck I act like I'm from another goddamn country when I'm clearly American and I only know how to speak American. Anyway, fuck it. So just moving forward and pretending like I'm a high school graduate who spent 1 semester in college, which will be playing tonight against Miami. And of course I gotta root for my alma mater, Indiana University. Go Hoosiers. I don't know the fucking fight song slogan. I don't remember, don't care, because last time I was at college was goddamn 2018, so hey, it's been a minute. It's been like 7-8 years. 7-8 years. But yeah, so here's the thing. So I recorded all that shit on Saturday. The motherfucker glitched out. So what today is, we're going to kind of combine the divisional game with the wild cards, kind of combine it in some way, shape, or form, right? And then we'll talk about the Eagles game, and then I got some straightening to do on some of y'all motherfuckers. Some of y'all niggas like y'all eggs Benedict. And you know what I'm going to do? While you cooking the motherfuckers, I'm going to take that goddamn skillet while you cooking them bitches, and I'm going to toss that motherfucker on the floor. And act like old boy from Four Brothers. Oh, go ahead, eat that, eat! Fuck you talking about. But nah, just so I apologize that I kind of, and also I didn't stream more last week because I dead ass was literally behind on the games. I swear to God, I think I finished all the wild card games on Saturday. With obviously the exception of the Rams and Panthers, which I'll look at on my own time if I have time, if I get to it. All right. Before we get started, follow me here on Twitch at I'm Bruce Leroy BIH. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram at I am Bruce Leroy. Follow me on TikTok at It's Bruce Leroy BIH. Okay. Can I get a round of applause for not stuttering? Yes. Yes, we didn't stutter. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, pat on back. Pat on left shoulder. Pat on right. Pat on left. Pat on right. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Pat Summerall on my left. And fucking Patrick Swayze on my right. Oh, Patrick Ewing behind me. And Patrick, the sidekick for SpongeBob, in front of me. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So, before we get into the festivities of some straightening, I want to very, very briefly talk about It was the Peach Bowl. 1 second. Because I want to make sure I get my shit straight. LSU versus Miami. What game was that? Did they say what game it was? I believe Peach Bowl. Okay, so the Peach Bowl was Oregon and Indiana. But that's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to fucking talk about the game that happened before that. And that was Miami and I'm about to say Indiana. Miami and LSU. Miami and Indiana tonight, you stupid motherfucker. Okay, that's not the game I was looking for. Is it the Fiesta Bowl? Which one was it? Yes. So the Fiesta Bowl. The Fiesta Bowl. Miami, Ole Miss, okay? Honestly, there's two things that stick out, maybe four very important things that stick out of my head about this Ole Miss Miami game, okay? Which I did watch in its entirety. It's not really on time, but another conversation. Number one, this is the weakest fucking quarterback class I've seen in a long ass time. This is what's going to happen, and I have to be honest. And again, anybody could shock me because I'll be honest with you. I did not expect Justin Herbert to really amount to much because I see him in Oregon. I thought he was okay. I was a little overrated. I thought Nick Chubb was a little overrated. Nick Chubb, up until the injuries, Nick Chubb was either the best running back in the league or somewhere within the top three. Justin Herbert is a great quarterback. No, I wouldn't say great. I say he's a very good quarterback right now. I'm gonna table the Justin Herbert. I'm gonna table it. Come on. Table it. Yeah, Captain Crunch. All right, so let's get back to the topic at hand. That is Miami and Ole Miss. This is the weakest quarterback class ever. I'm not going to lie to you. Old boy, Trinidad Chambliss, I don't know how the fuck they even beat Georgia, who's known for their defense. Because I remember the very first matchup. I didn't get a chance to finish the fourth quarter because I had to go to work. But the very first matchup, it was very competitive. But, you know, Kirby Smart and Georgia, they finally, They were known for their comebacks. They came back against Alabama, which I'm surprised they lost against freaking Ole Miss. Now, against Indiana. And I heard Tyler Simpson was out with the injuries. Don't quote me on that. But based on how the game was, right? Because the way I look at football, or the way my mind works when it comes to watching football, is that this is about matchups. Football is about matchups. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, so if Georgia came back, they had to, and Georgia being a defensive-minded team, them know their strength for their football team being their defense, especially this year. I'm like, there's no way in the hell I could see Ole Miss overcoming that. Georgia probably going to beat the brakes off their ass. And it wasn't the case. But Trinidad Chambliss didn't play good. And then another thing that's really stood out to me was the play calling. Ole Miss's play call was fucking garbage. Whether it was not having an answer for the blitz, whether it was completely abandoning the run game. So Lacey had a 73-yard touchdown that really helped Ole Miss because Miami was beating the shit out of them. And they really was beating the shit out of them in the trenches. So the running attack was working against Ole Miss, right? Because right after Carson Beck had that 4-interception performance against Louisville, Miami was like, okay, let's take a step back for a second. Let's start implementing more of the run game and let the run game make it easier for the quarterback versus us doing what we did and on top of that, how another way that Miami changed their game plan was, instead of, okay, let's just chuck the fucking ball down the field all day and let's just go deep on every fucking team. Let's start working intermediate. And based upon the commentator I've been hearing, Miami's not taking as much deep shots post that bad performance by Carson Beck. So basically, Miami was dominant from the line of scrimmage. You talk about defensive line getting pressure. You talk about the running game really working. Okay? Number 4 was going, Mark Fletcher was going insane. Running the football. But really, Miami took control of the line of scrimmage. They dominated the trenches. And once you get a team that dominates the trenches on both sides of the ball, you're cooked. You're cooked. Literally and metaphorically speaking. But I honestly, it's really Mendoza up here. And I've spoke about Mendoza because Mendoza is kind of like, I don't think you put any Joe Schmo at Indiana and they get the results that they are now. At Indiana, to me, we're going to see who really the best team in the country. But Indiana, to me, we're talking about from the beginning, from the opening week all the way up until now, Indiana has been the best college football team, just period. From the opening week all the way up until now. They've been the best college football team in the country. Which is a crazy thing to say to my alma mater is I never anticipated or expected this to come to fruition. But it is what it is. And that's actually a good thing. Like, well, I didn't really expect, because they made progress last year. I didn't expect them to be the best team in the country. They've generally, I don't know if they're number 2 or number 1. I don't know. But to me, you talk about both sides of the ball. Talk about consistency. Yeah, Indiana's been the best team in the country, without question. I do think their competition outside of Ohio State, well, actually, nah, you gotta give them respect. Because they did beat Alabama, which I'm surprised. And they did beat Ohio State. In the Big Ten Championship, mind you. For all the marbles. But I'm not impressed with the quarterback play this year. I'm just not, from anybody. I think Sawyer Robinson, who I've spoken very highly of on this channel, I think he has a shit ton of talent. But his fundamentals is fucking awful. He thinks he's Aaron Rodgers. But in order to be like Aaron Rodgers or to try to emulate the guy, you got to have your fundamentals in check. And he does not. And it really showed. I'm trying to remember what game it was. It might have been Utah State. It really showed that game. He was fucking awful. That like, I was disappointed. I was up here rooting for Sawyer Robinson. Then he played that bullshit game against Utah State. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Matter of fact, it was against Utah. Yeah, he was fucking awful. Oh my God, he was bad. He was bad. And Maryland's defense didn't do him any favors either, but I'm just saying, like, he was fucking awful. But yeah, they dominated the line of scrimmage. Ole Miss's play calling, the offensive coordinator, very bad. So once Lacey got injured, and that took away a huge part of their run game, Ole Miss act like that they didn't want to run the football anymore. And let's just say, okay, Miami's stopping the run. We can't get anything in the run game. Using the screen game and using the running back in the passing game is an extension of the run game. And I don't know why so many coaches ignore this. Like, when they stopped the run, they didn't really stop the run, right? There's two things. One is you keep running inside zone over and over again. And we'll speak about some individuals who have followed suit on what I just said. So either that, you keep doing the same fucking predictable-ass run play over and over again, or you need to try to pass to your running back, involve him in the receiving game, involve him in the screen game, right, to try to still involve your running back. And, again, it's an extension of your passing game. Okay? That's the truth. But yeah, I mean, and also, so the play call for Ole Miss, every third down, why the fuck do you have routes not going past the sticks. I don't understand. Why do you have routes not going past the sticks? And it's happened on multiple occasions, especially earlier in the game. I don't know what's with everybody in these third down calls. Third down, you're supposed to try to get the first down. Okay? It's nice that you feel like you have some belief in your guys, that your guys are good after the catch. But you want to try to have guys going past the sticks to get the fucking first down in the first place. Indiana and Oregon, Dante Moore had the motherfucking nerve to open his goddamn mouth, especially after watching the Indiana's first matchup. Had the nerve to open his mouth, talk about he's the best quarterback. It's not Mendoza, who won the Heisman, and rightfully so. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? You can't be serious. You gotta be joking. I think you're in the wrong occupation. You should be a football player. You damn sure shouldn't be a quarterback. You're going to the NFL draft next year. You better be lucky that somebody in a good system come pick your ass up. You're probably not going to play right away because you are ass. Now, Noah Whittington ended up having turf toe. It was a game time decision. I think he was playing, but they never actually let him be on the field. Let me go back on the let me go to. But yeah, it was Indiana put belt to ass on both sides of the ball. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Dante Moore opened up with a fucking pick six. He opened up with a pick six. And like that shit was fucking crazy. Oh, I'm moving too fast. I have to address something real quick. I'm actually glad Miami won. Okay? Number one, another thing that about the Miami, so trying to stay on this game and not going to Indiana just yet. Let me hold the horses. All right, the horse is a little out of control. I think somebody fed the goddamn horse beef jerky. But anyway, moving forward, two modes of thought. One is I was surprised Miami not only was running the football more, which I get it. Like once your quarterback turned the ball over, you got to start playing smartly. But one thing that surprised you was they was not really trying to involve C.J. Daniels. Like, Malachi Tony went off. I think he had a concussion. He was in concussion protocol very briefly and then came back out. Malachi Tony is probably the best football player. If we're talking about overall, Malachi Tony is probably the best football player in college. And honestly, low-key, I wish that watching Malachi Tony play really makes me wish that you could do one and done for football. You understand what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But I was really surprised that they was not trying to target C.J. Daniels. I don't know if he was locked up, but yes, I was surprised about that. But here's the thing, okay? So, Ole Miss early in the game, they get a situation where it's like helmet to helmet. So, in my opinion, I liked that they did not eject the guy out the game. Because even though they went helmet to helmet, I don't think it was intentionally. I don't think it was done intentionally. I really think the guy was just trying to make a play. And incidentally, his helmet just ends up going in a direction that it shouldn't have went. But to me, the guy was clearly trying to make a play on the ball and the ball carrier. But it wasn't, the intention was not dirty. So I'm happy that they didn't eject the Ole Miss player. Here's why I have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Literally and metaphorically speaking. We'll talk about that later. Okay? Now, the same thing happens for Miami. Helmet to helmet. The guy appears like he's trying to make a football play. And you eject him out the game. I'm going to be honest with you, and this is the truth. They need to figure out. They need to change the rules on this shit. Because, in my honest opinion, if, number one, everything happens so fast during live action. And football as a defense, if you're a defense that's worth their salt, You're taught to be aggressive. You're taught to play fast and physical. So much shit can happen during the course of a game. I don't think it's fair to a defensive player, especially if you look and you see the intention, because it was the exact same shit that happened with Ole Miss earlier in the game. So you can't go and fucking keep the player in the game, which I agree with. I don't have a problem with. I have a problem with that Miami had the same fucking situation, and then you go eject him out the game. When literally the intention was the same. The fucking spot where, like, everything about this, it was just, the only difference was it was the fucking teams, and then one happened in the first half, the other happened in the second half. That was the only difference. But if you're going to keep it fair, because it comes off hypocritical, don't fucking just keep one guy in the game for one team and then eject the other guy. That's not fucking fair. So what I think that they need to change the rules to, and this is just my opinion, we need to start looking at intention, rather than just saying, "Oh, helmet to helmet, get him out the game." No, it's going to happen. It's football. It's football. And I don't care who likes what I said and who doesn't like what I said. I don't care who likes what I said. I don't give a shit who don't like what I said. We can't just throw motherfuckers out because helmet to helmet. And also, matter of fact, this is what you guys are not gonna like. It is not the defender's job to protect an offensive player. Who the fuck said that shit? Let's go find his ass right now. Who the fuck up? Hold on, bro. Wait a minute. Wait a mother effing minute, dog. Hold up. Who said that shit? Bring your ass out here. It's time for you to die, boy. No, I'm playing. But now, on some real shit. We gotta start. We gotta make the rules and adjust them, because it's not fair that a defender, which it can happen. It genuinely can happen. It's not the defender's job to go protect the offensive player. It's the defender's job to make plays to stop the offense. That is his only responsibility. It is not his fucking job to go protect the offensive player. Not his fucking responsibility whatsoever. Not at all. Now, what the hell else I was gonna say? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm like that was a horrible fucking call, and I'm genuinely glad that Miami got the win, because that was bullshit. That really pissed me off. So going to the Indiana and Oregon game, I kind of knew how this was going. We all knew how this was going to play out. Dante Moore opens the game with a fucking pick six. It's a mess all over the place. So you got Noah Whittington with the turf toe, like I just mentioned. Then Jordan Davis, their second stringer, gets a clavicle injury. I think Whittington didn't play. I saw Davis out there, but he was more or less as a decoy. They didn't really run the ball with him. And I mean, it's really not much for me to talk. It was an ass whooping. It was an ass whooping. And genuinely, I expected it. It was an ass whooping. It really was. I'm just keeping it real. So yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to Mendoza. You got to give a lot of credit. As quirky as hell as this guy is, he's a hell of a coach. And he definitely turned, he a winner. Him and Mendoza, both of those guys are winners, man. And who knows, maybe in the future we'll see, because I feel like he's the type of guy that likes to be in a college environment. And he might stay in Indiana until it's time for him to retire. He's going to have a lot of NFL front offices knocking on his door to become an NFL head coach for sure. I don't think he's going to take it. To me, I feel like he settled very nicely in college. And I also think that he's really good for Indiana. And then he got his brother that's going to be next in line. So we'll see if his brother can live up to the hype that old boy did. But yeah, it's really nothing for me to talk about. It was literally belt to ass. Okay? Now, my pick for tonight for Indiana and Miami, I don't think the run game for Indiana is as strong as people may make it out to be. And that's going to not bode well against this defensive line. Because the defensive line is going to look to tee off. They have a really, really, really good defensive line. And they're really good at rushing the passer. So, in order to kind of mitigate that, or in order to kind of neutralize it, so to speak, to neutralize that defensive line, you have to run the ball. You got to have a balanced offense. And, again, football is a game of matchups. I genuinely don't think, because I think Indiana is going to get stopped on a lot of runs tonight. And that's going to allow the defensive line to do what it does best, and that's rush the passer. And Indiana might have a tougher time scoring than people may realize. And for the other side, who the fuck is guarding Malachi Tony? Who's guarding C.J. Daniels? Because I think that Indiana is good enough to get some stops on the run. Maybe they'll be good enough to rush the passer too. But then if that ball gets to the outside and somebody has to guard C.J. Daniels and the other guy has to guard Malachi Tony, I'm just genuinely curious as to who in the hell is on Indiana that's going to guard those guys. I'm going to have to go with, I'm going to go for Indiana because that's my alma mater. But I have to be honest with you. If Indiana wasn't my alma mater, I would choose Miami. If I'm looking at it from from an objective perspective, just removing the fact that Indiana is my alma mater out of it, just leaving that out, I would think Miami would beat Indiana tonight. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. All right. So moving forward with that, I missed that game. So, this is what we're going to do, right? So, again, just like I said in the very beginning of this, right? I told you I actually did a recap on a wild card on Saturday. It was late as fuck. It was a lot going on, and I was late. I was behind on the games. So, this is what we're going to do, right? So, we're going to combine the Green Bay Packers wild card game discussion with the this recent game between the Bears and the Rams. Okay? So, couple things. One is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was back for this game against the what's the name called? He was back against the Rams. He was not playing. He was injured, I think, against the Packers. All right? So, let me go so I can get these guys' names right. I remember both of the games relatively vividly. I just want to make sure that when I'm saying these people's names, I get it right. I don't want to get people's name wrong for there's no reason to. Okay. What's the old boy name? Okay, fantastic. All right, so I'm going to tell you some things that happened. So let's start off with the Green Bay and Bears game, right? So Dennis Allen actually almost ends up costing the game. Why am I saying what I'm saying? Because every single time the Bears were aggressive and put guys on the line of scrimmage and put their corners in tight and play more press and were more physical with the offense, they got results, and they was able to get a pass rush on Jordan Love. And it was very much evident in the second half when Dennis Allen finally made the adjustment. But he had to be careful because it could have very well been too late. He got lucky that Caleb Williams did his late game heroics and shit. And so here's the thing. This is the truth. So Dennis Allen almost fucks it up for him. And the same situation, Ben Johnson. See, here's my thing, right? And I have an issue. Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, I don't know what the fuck they was doing watching the film in the Green Bay game, but clearly they did not learn their lesson. They didn't learn their lesson. Let's start off with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, the play calling was actually worse this game than it was in the Green Bay game. For the love of God, you got a great quarterback. you have some weapons as with the running back position and with the wide receivers. And you have 2 tight ends who are serviceable. Loveland had some fumbling problems the last game, but he ended up making up for it with some big time catches. Loveland got some receptions, but more or less the Rams game was more about Cole Kmet, and he was the one who actually ended up catching the crazy ass throw. I mean, if y'all play Madden 97 on a Sega Genesis, you know how you got a fast quarterback. Let's just say, for instance, I think the fastest quarterback on Madden 97 is Steve Young. You get Steve Young to go all the way the fuck back. And imagine him throwing a fucking ball to Jerry Rice. You play with the 49ers and shit. Ken Williams went all the way the fuck back like he was. I remember my brother used to spam the fuck out the 72 Dolphins. And number 22, Mercury Morris, is the best player in that game, period. You take fatigue off, you're not fucking stopping him. Bro will go 20 yards back and go all the way around. So, like, literally, when Caleb Williams went all the way back like that, that's what it reminded me of. So when he had that game-winning that game tying touchdown, not necessarily game time because they had to make the field goal, but you understand my point. To take that throw to overtime, that shit was fucking bananas. So let's start with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, if you got a great quarterback, you got some great weapons at the receiving position, okay? You cannot keep fucking running inside zone or inside run of some sort over and over and over the fuck again. Every once in a while, I am not opposed to like running the ball to get the defense off balance. Like, oh shit, we're expecting a pass on third down. Let's get the defense off balance. But the objective here, Mr. Johnson, is that you don't get to a fourth down. You don't want to get to a fourth down. Even if it's a 4th and inches, you don't want to get to a 4th down. The objective should be, let's go get a first down and 3 downs. Even if you like to go for even if you like to go for it on 4th down, your objective should be at all times, let's get the first down within 3 downs. So you fucked up, especially in the first half of that Green Bay game. And you took that, instead of making some adjustments and actually making some adjustments from that game and learning from your mistake, which almost costed you a wild card loss, you took that attitude and then you applied it to the goddamn Chicago game. What the fuck are we doing? Like, here's the thing, right? The playoffs is not about how fancy and how exotic, which we'll talk about that in a minute. It's not about how fancy you could be, all the bells and whistles. That's not what win playoff games. Playoff games are dirty. They're nasty. They're gritty. The players and coaches that's willing to do the dirty work, the players and coaches that's willing to do the simple things right, the players and coaches who who exhibit mastery over the fundamentals, over the basic shit. Those are the teams that win. I'm going to be honest with you. Y'all going to kill me for this, I don't care. Watching Ben Johnson call plays against the Rams yesterday was like watching Nick Sirianni Jr. I mean, they was dead ass doing the same shit. The same, especially the motherfucking 49ers game, the exact same shit. Oh, third down, what you gonna call? Inside zone. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Right? And, you know, I felt like that Ben Johnson needs, especially, and he should know this out of all people because he had David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Start involving your running backs in the passing game and not just have them sit. Use some screens. And to an extent, DeAndre Swift, it really worked, especially in that Green Bay game. This time, it was Monangai for the during the Rams game that was benefiting from the passing game. And I'm telling you right now, he's already a powerful runner. The fact that he's able to be a threat in the passing game, watch out. Monsters of the Midway, watch out now. Don't poke the bear. Excuse me, Mr. Grizzly. You have a fly on your ear. Don't poke that goddamn bear. Leave that bear alone. That motherfucker sleeping. That man think about some bear pussy and some goddamn juniper berries or some shit like that. Leave that goddamn bear alone. You feel me? But yeah, play call was hideous. And there needs to be more. You gotta mix up how you run the football. Again, I don't know if goddamn Sirianni was the consultant during the Rams game, but for the love of God, can we please run different types of runs outside of just inside zone? Can we get DeAndre Swift for some stretch plays? Can we get some tosses in? Right? And let's not do it too late in the game. Let's do it in the beginning of the game. So I have to be honest with you here. Ben Johnson did not do a good job this game, because the same mistakes that kept you from, outside of Dennis Allen playing that bullshit prevent defense in the first half, your defense came to play. Brisker was the best player on the goddamn field yesterday. Kyler Gordon, his coverage, they was barbecue man, talk about barbecue chicken, his ass. In coverage, he was barbecue chicken the last game. This game, they sunk some DB blitzes, they sunk Brisker on some blitzes, they sunk Kyler Gordon on some blitzes, and they actually got home. Tremaine Edwards played actually relatively solid the first game. The second game, that man couldn't even cover his child if he was sleeping in a goddamn crib. He was hard. Tremaine Edwards was terrible in coverage. Bears missed opportunities for interceptions on multiple occasions. Brisker missed opportunities for interceptions. Kevin Byard, who leads the league in interceptions, he missed some opportunities for interceptions. Chicago's going to be all right. But they definitely should have won this game. And here's the thing, too, and this is what people kind of freaking out, not necessarily freaking out about, but this is what people got to understand, right? 1 second. I'll be right back. My bad. My nose is running like a motherfucker. All right, so we got like about an hour. Okay, cool. So going back to it. Okay, Caleb Williams. Right. So you got lucky because the first half of last game, you did not do a good job taking care of the football overall, and you completed under 50% of your passes, and you threw multiple interceptions. I think it was the very first fourth down. On the first drive, he throws a terrible pass in coverage. And I know what a lot of people are going to say. It was really on DJ Moore because he should have been ready regardless of whoever the fuck it was for, whether it was for, I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was Komet or Loveland that was supposed to get it, that was in that area, or DJ Moore. It was DJ Moore was one of them. But either way, the pass was underthrown. It would have been an interception regardless. The pass was underthrown. I really want to say it was Ben Johnson. No, it was DJ Moore. No, it was Caleb motherfucking Williams that underthrew the ball completely. So it didn't matter who. It didn't matter who was supposed to do what on that play. The fucking pass was over. So Kobe Turner got the game-winning pick. I didn't say the game-winning pick, but like the pick that allowed Rams to get the ball back in overtime to win the football game. So again, you got to understand, like, I understand, it's a lot for you in your second year. Okay? It's a lot. But when you have opportunities in the playoffs, sometimes you just got to you got to mature a little faster than you realize. Right? So next year, he should be good. And I think now the second year showed that he's not only is he the franchise quarterback, he's an elite level talent, especially when it comes to throwing the football. Now you need to work on your game, man, because this will separate you from being a good quarterback who has tremendous physical upside. Your game managing ability is what's going to make you an all-time great quarterback. So that's what he needs to focus on, managing the game. The Superman shit, the crazy, I'll put my team on my back. And also, to add to this, okay, this is the truth. I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something that's going to piss a lot of people off, and I don't really care. I've watched Drake May all year, MVP candidate. I've watched Matthew Stafford all year, MVP candidate. Seen Mahomes with some solid performances this year. I've seen Dak Prescott, okay? And matter of fact, let me table that for right now. So, and I've even seen Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, especially in the beginning of the year, the matchup that both Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold had. I've watched that game. I'm telling you this right now, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this. That Caleb Williams game and that Green Bay game and Caleb Williams' performance was the best performance by an individual quarterback that I've seen within the last 3 years. There's not one Baker Mayfield game that I've seen this year that was better than that. There's not one Sam Darnold game. There's not one Matthew Stafford. Not one Drake May. There's not one quarterback performance. Dak Prescott, whoever, insert whoever. There's not one performance this year, playoffs or otherwise. Even Josh Allen done had some pretty good games. There's not one single performance this year that I would take. And again, I know the numbers will fool you. Under 50% through multiple interceptions. I get it. But I'm telling you this right now. I am taking that Green Bay game performance from Caleb Williams was the best performance that not only I've seen this season, but within the last 3 years. In fact, I'll add a caveat to it that's going to piss some Eagles fans off, but I don't care. I got to keep it real. Number one, I always thought the 2022 performance was actually better than the 2024 performance. Even though I know, obviously we ended up winning. I thought Jalen threw the ball better in the 2022 Super Bowl versus the 2024 Super Bowl. That's just my opinion. It's not to take anything away from that 2024 one, because he was the best player on the field, no question about it. But in 2022, he played better. I will take that wild card performance with, the stats not looking so hot. I will take that. And I will put it over Jalen Hurts' 2024 Super Bowl performance. I'm so sorry. They take me to jail. But nah, on some real shit, y'all gonna kill me for I don't care. I always thought the 2022 performance was better than the 2024 performance anyway. But I'm taking that Caleb Williams wild card off of any quarterback performance within the last 2 to 3, at the very least 2 seasons. That's how fucking spectacular it was. I'm first off, not only am I proud of Caleb Williams, I'm proud that he silenced the critics and the doubters. And here's the thing, and this is the honest to God's truth, and there's 2 modes of thought. Caleb Williams has shown enough flashes, right, where he's earned the right to be at least given 3 full years, okay? We know that the Chicago Bears are infamously known for not developing quarterbacks the right way and not having the right coaches to develop these quarterbacks. This has been the knock on Chicago. They've really not had a great quarterback ever in their franchise. And please don't say Jim fucking McMahon. Don't say that. Because when we think about the 85 Bears, we think about motherfucking Walter Payton and that goddamn defense. We do not think about motherfucking Jim McMahon. I promise you. Sorry, but not sorry. In fact, the best quarterback, and I got cursed out for this too. The best Bears quarterback is actually Jay Cutler. All the way up until now. Unfortunately, the Justin Fields thing didn't work out. I'm kind of upset about it because I like Justin Fields, but he need to get his shit together. Real shit. But now, I stand by what I said. That Green Bay performance was the best individual quarterback performance I've seen within at least, I'm thinking 3 seasons, but I'm gonna say two to be on the safe side. Sorry, it is what it is. Now, let's talk about what went wrong for Green Bay. So the first thing is, why the fuck would you have Josh Jacobs on kickoff return? And thinking that the ball, like, I think if I'm not mistaken, Jacobs has some special teams pedigree, but he's not doing it consistently enough for you to put him at kick return. I thought that was an awful fucking decision. So you did that, and I'm just like, I was very confused by that whole situation. So, and then also you had, what's that dude, Javon Bullard or some shit like that, making an excuse, but we was whooping their ass the whole game. Yeah, you was until you wasn't. Until y'all got y'all asses whooped. Like, that sort of loser shit, I hate it I fucking hate it. I really do. I don't like that sort of loser shit. Alright, so, also, I actually have to apologize, okay? So first off, praise out for TJ Edwards. He ended up having an injury. And Nahshon Wright not being in the lineup in that second half of the Green Bay game, being injured, it really made a huge difference, for sure. But let's talk about the Rams for a second. Let's see. Let's examine what went wrong. Number one, I don't really like, and I don't know if it's because Devontae Adams is low key dealing with an injury that nobody knows about, or he's just shelling himself. I don't know, but I'm not entirely sure how you have 2 number ones, and because I see AJ and Devontae get involved, right? I see Jamar Chase and I see T. Higgins get involved. You got 2. Matter of fact, I even see fucking Jordan Addison or Minnesota get more involved than I see Devontae Adams. Let's just not use him for red zone. Let's try to involve him in the passing game in an intermediate work, because he is a future Hall of Famer and he's still capable of playing. So it's a possibility he might be dealing with an injury low key that nobody and nobody has said anything about. Because for the life of me, I don't really understand why they didn't involve him much this game. But the glaring thing of why the Rams really kept the Bears in this game, and honestly, keep it real, they should have lost. Here's the thing. One, you have to run the ball. But also, to add to running the football more, which they definitely should have done, especially with the weather that was yesterday being cold as hell. Today is colder, but that's another story for another day. Blake Corum has in some games been actually better than Kyle. What was it? The Kyle Williams or some shit. What's the nigga name? Blake Corum has been actually ran better than Kyron Williams. Now, again, the 21 carries for Kyron Williams, that's going to fool you. But really, the Rams were not running the football. And I think that also made a huge difference. Okay? So, I don't know why you're not running the ball with Blake Corum. Or, no matter of fact, I don't know why they did not run the ball with Blake Corum as much. Not only that, you had Higbee in the lineup and he only has 2 targets? How the hell you target your backup? You target your backup tight ends more than Higbee, who's in the lineup? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But the biggest thing is not involving Blake Corum, who on some occasions have actually ran better than Kyron Williams. And when you did involve him, it was a bullshit second half It was a bullshit toss. Blake Corum is a physical downhill runner. He's a north and south runner. Why are you giving him tosses? Do that shit with Kyron Williams. Don't do that with goddamn Blake Corum. What are you doing? So, yeah, Bears should have won this game. No questions about it. And Green Bay choked as usual. It is what it is. Let's move on. Let's talk about the Bills. So, again, like I said, because we didn't do the recap, we're going to have to combine games. So I'm going to combine this recent game, the Bills in Denver, and I'm going to combine it with the goddamn Bills and Jaguars. So, Bills and Jaguars. Oh, real quickly, I have to apologize for this. Okay, so I was on record saying that Tyler Warren should have been the pick for the Bears, because I'm like, okay, if you have Cole Kmet, right? No, matter of fact, fuck that. If you're going to go tight end, you go to the best tight end in the draft, and that was Tyler Warren. But Ben Johnson was smart enough to say, okay, this is how I want my offense to run. This is who would fit in this scheme. This who's on the team now. Okay, we need a receiving tight end. So actually, they made the right decision in going to get Colston Loveland. And now my dumb ass feels stupid. So I would have to admit that I was wrong about what I said about them. Because I'm going to be honest with you, if the Bears would have got Tyler Warren instead of Colston Loveland, I don't think they win that Packers game. So I have to be a man in order to it. By the way, Bears fans, I'm an Eagles fan from Chicago. I can't claim no minds. But Bears fans, you guys have a lot to be happy about. You got your franchise quarterback. He learns how to manage a game correctly. There's a very good chance Caleb Williams is going to not only be the best quarterback your franchise has ever had, he's going to be a yellow jacket wearer. Here's the thing. I want to make some quick thoughts about Caleb Williams, okay? So, number one, when you got a guy that shows flashes of talent the way Caleb Williams does, you have to be completely fucking garbage and have, like, little to nothing good about you for me to say within... Because a lot of y'all were talking shit about the guy 3, 4, 5 games into year 2 with a brand new head coach and a brand new system and an organization that's notorious, that's infamously known for not developing quarterbacks the right way. You guys were talking a lot of shit about him, saying he's a bust, he's not it, he's not good. I'm like, wait a second. Let him adjust to the new system, to the new coaching, okay? Let him adjust. He's a first-year head coach instilling an entirely different system. Let him adjust. Nobody is a fucking finished product. I don't give a fuck who you are. You have all the generational talent and upsides and potential all you want. Everybody needs time to develop. Greatness is nurtured. It's nurtured. It is never like, oh, right away. No, it rarely ever happens. Like greatness is maturity. Greatness is learning. How do you learn? Through experience. So a lot of y'all written off Caleb Williams. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? Because he's shown flashes that he can be great. He's the first pick of the draft. When you invest in someone, you have to give it time. What part of that do y'all not understand? So now y'all niggas feel stupid. And another thing, too, and this is the truth. I think some of you guys are so strong in your homophobic beliefs that you guys use the fact that you don't like the fact that he paints his nails, or you probably view him as feminist. Some of you may not have respect for him as a person. You maybe have some of those feelings about his nails that have nothing to do with you. And here's the irony of it all. You so manly and straight, man, straight to the core, man. I'm straighter than a goddamn arrow in a straight line, man. I'm straighter than a goddamn fucking Ferrari going 120 on the highway and shit. You say all that, but why the fuck are you worried about what another man does with their fingernails? That's a little sus, right? So do you see the fucking hypocrisy? You see the hypocrisy, right? So you're looking at him as like, he's feminine. He might be, what's her name, right? He might be happy, which he is. And rightfully so. But by the way, that sweater, goddamn, take that Burger King, not having my way ass sweater off, Caleb Williams. But other than that, I'm very, as an Eagles fan, as a person that lives in Chicago, born and raised, I'm very proud of you, Caleb Williams. If you ever come across this, maybe you won't. I don't know. But I'm very proud of you, bro. I hope that he fulfills and exceeds every goddamn potential. All this expectations, I hope that he excels them. He's a great quarterback. He seemed like that, you know, and boy became a man. All right, so let's keep the shit rolling. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely rooting for the Bears from afar. I can't completely say bear down because I'm an Eagles fan, but much respect to you. But yeah, I think a lot of y'all have y'all feelings about maybe some of y'all homophobic shit that y'all have inside of y'all. And instead of you evaluating Caleb Williams based on the lens of how he's playing on the field, a lot of you taking your personal feelings about some of the choices that he made, which really ain't nobody motherfucking business but himself, right? Because if you wanted to act like you're so manly, man, and shit like that, why the fuck you worry about how another man is doing with their fingernails? See the hypocrisy in that shit? So now, moving forward, so the Rams is obviously in the NFC Championship, okay? And like I said, I can't talk about the Panthers game because I didn't see it. So Bills and Jaguars, let's talk about it. All right, so first off, Jaguars was fucking up Josh Allen. And it's crazy. Speaking of Josh Allen, right, the irony of the situation, Josh Allen Hines, because I think he might have got married, might have added something to his last name. Still the same person. I remember in 2021, this was the first year I started doing Eagles content and started doing football content. I remember I said, man, for the 7th pick of the draft, Josh Allen has a bust. He's not very good. And literally ever since that I said that, Josh Allen has been quietly one of the most productive edge rushers in the NFL. He just plays for a small market, so you don't talk about him as much, but he's been very, very critical. Arguably the leader of that football team. Just keeping it real. So salute to Josh Allen. Josh Allen Hines. I was stupid. I was dumb. I was there. But yeah, also real shit. Yeah, Josh Allen Hines is an elite talent. He just don't get as much conversation because nobody wants to talk about the Jaguars. Okay, boom. So Trevor Lawrence put the ball in harm's way a lot. Especially in the first half. He did a much better job in the second half, kind of toning it down, making much better reads. But Trevor probably should have got picked off at least like I don't know if he threw a pick or not. He should have got picked off at least a couple more times in that first half. He was putting the ball in harm's way a lot. Number 33, the backup to ETN. By the way, ETN had a fantastic football game, by the way. The backup to ETN, number 33, he had 2 carries in a row where he got first downs. I don't know why Liam Cohen decided to not implement him more in the game plan because they could not stop that guy. Literally, they couldn't stop him. James Cook, I'm going to be honest with you, right? And I'm going to go back and forth, right? And I know I was on record saying, man, if they don't treat James Cook like he Thurman Thomas, if they don't, you better give him the bag, man. You better do that. I'm not going to lie to you. I know he had a 100-yard game. He did not. He disappointed the hell out of me in these playoffs. I don't give a shit. Like, first off, he didn't play good against Jacksonville. Secondly, he made some critical mistakes and fumbles. And in that goddamn, in that second game against the Denver Broncos. Here's the thing. If you want the bag, you got the rushing title, you're supposed to be the best running back in the league. You got to play like that. That got to translate into the postseason. I'm be honest with you. I know people are going to talk about the 100-yard get. I get it, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Dalvin Cook, what's that boy name? James Cook, he disappointed the fuck out of me. Like, if we're speaking about the postseason, you can't ask for the bag, retweet goddamn Saquon, retweet goddamn Derrick Henry, and then play the way you played in the playoffs. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he played well enough in the playoffs for me. I thought he made too many goddamn critical mistakes. If you're supposed to be the best running back in the league, you cannot make those mistakes, especially not back to back in 2 consecutive games. You can't do that. You gotta stop fumbling the football. You gotta hold on to that shit. Like listen, if you're gonna be the best running back in the league and you're gonna command the money from Buffalo right now, which they kind of strapped for cash. If you want the big bucks, which I feel like that overall this year you deserve it, you gotta play like it in the playoffs. That play has to translate in the playoffs. You gotta be the Thurman Thomas to goddamn Josh Allen, like how Thurman Thomas was to Jim Kelly. You gotta be like that to Josh Allen. And right now, regular season for the most part, yeah, you was like that. Right, the playoffs. Your ass was in South Beach playing motherfucking goldfish with Tua Tagovailoa. I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? Your ass probably was there when they fired goddamn Mike McDaniels. But anyway, on some real shit, I'm not very impressed. I know I say they don't get the ball. I know I say I gotta own up to the shit. I'm not impressed with his play. Okay, I'm just not. So Josh Allen was getting fucked up a lot in that first game. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have to hand it to that he even got the win, because James Cook was non-existent in that first game, and he was getting fucked up. I mean, toe injury, concussion, shoulder, back, like my neck and my back, bro. He was shit. I gotta tip my headband, a cap, whatever, to Josh Allen, because he was getting fucked up a lot in that first game. So he definitely earned it, 100%. And the Bills defense actually played pretty good for the most part against Jacksonville. But here's the kicker, right? And Jacksonville low-key should have won. Not even low-key. Yes, low-key. They should have won the game. Bro, it's fucking egregious that the defensive coordinator will put his safety out of position. The pressure is on Jacksonville to score. You have to have 2 high fucking safeties no matter what. You know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with Josh motherfucking Allen. Josh Allen is arguably not the best. He's one of the best. He's a top 3 quarterback in the league. You have to have 2 high safety, especially if the pressure is on Josh Allen to score and to get down the field. You have to have 2 high safeties at all times. It has to be done. Okay? It got to be done. So that was just a bad job by whoever the coordinator is for Jacksonville for having the safety be out of position like that. It's also a bad job on him, on the safety himself, for allowing himself to be out of position. Okay? So they really got lucky on that. And then honestly, that last interception, that's not on fucking Trevor. That's on Jacoby Myers for not being strong with the catch. Now, let's fast forward to this Broncos game, okay? So first off, praise out for Bo Nix. Injuries suck. I know I can't imagine. Like listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. Goddamn, I do not like Sean Payton ass. I think y'all remember my take about why he really got rid of Russell Wilson. Why he really did it. I know why, but I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly, y'all know what I said. So when he came on the podium, he was like, so the reporter asked him a regular question. Hey, listen, how do you feel that Dre Greenlaw is back, and do you plan to use some downhill and blitzing situations and shit like that? He said, what do you know about downhill blitzing? What do you know? Motherfucker, it's a regular ass question. I know the media can be annoying, but nigga, stop. Nigga, get off your motherfucking high horse and get off that goddamn that little plastic ass toy. Get your ass off that goddamn horse. Calm your ass down. It's not that goddamn serious. He asked a regular ass question. Regular question. He said, yo, listen, Dre Greenlaw, that's what he's good at, going downhill. So they're like, oh, okay, now that Dre Greenlaw's back, are you going to use him in more downhill blitzing? The nigga went fucking Mayo Street from goddamn August on Sage County. What do you know about attacks? Tell me about a tax anime. See, this woman put this in her skull. He said, who are you? Jesus. You worked hard enough, you ought to be president. Why is you gonna fucking Sal's ass? Like, what the fuck was that? Like, I can't stand his overrated ass. And matter of fact, we gonna speak about him right now that we on the Broncos. Play caller was fucking hideous. Cortland Sutton is your best fucking wide receiver. Why? And by the way, Cortland Sutton, you done dropped one or two that made me give you the side eye. I'm gonna give you a side eye. I'm gonna give you the side eye. All right, but Cortland Sutton is your best receiver. Why the fuck did it take you 4 quarters to involve your best receiver? What are we doing? The play call was fucking hideous. It was hideous. And also, it just seemed like he's putting a straitjacket on Bo Nix. Like, Bo Nix has proved he's capable of making plays. Your guys have proved, like Pat Bryant, who I think had a concussion, but they got some other playmakers. And number one, why isn't Evan Ingram involved? I think with a game like this, going up against the number one passing defense, that you'd want your tight end Evan Ingram involved. I think he only had 1 target. I don't remember if it was a goddamn catch or not. Not involving Evan Ingram, that was criminal. But most of all, your best receiver not being targeted for 4 quarters? What are we doing, Mr. Payton? What are we doing? What are we doing? Inexcusable. And it fucking excusable. Like, your best receiver with 4 quarters, you know, it just seemed to me at this point in time, motherfucking Breeze was carrying your ass. He would make you look a lot motherfucking better than what you actually was. You think because they traded for your ass that you really special? No, the fuck you're not. But he gotta let the straitjacket go off of Bo Nix. He gotta like he was doing the same shit Ben Johnson and fucking Sirianni was doing, running the ball on third. Like, yo, your quarterback proof he can make fucking plays. Let him go out there and go make plays. What are we doing? The fuck? So Surtain had an injury scare. He ended up coming back in. I had no idea up until this game that Broncos actually had Pro Bowlers in their offensive line. So that was surprising to me. I'm trying to figure out who else I want to talk about. But yeah, So, 2 things. So, let's go back to the Jaguars. Let's rewind it a little bit toward the end of the game. I have to be honest with you. I don't give a fuck who like what I said, who don't. A lot of you guys are saying. So, fuck, I should actually automatically go remember who this person is. Jaguars reporter. What's her name? Lynn Jones. Salute to Lynn Jones, by the way. This is what you guys are bitching about. There's no participation trophies. What are you doing? You're a reporter. You're supposed to be asking questions. You're supposed to be grilling them. You're like, are you concerned about your job security after making the playoffs after 1 year? Like, you motherfuckers up there having an aneurysm for this lady showing kindness. That was much needed. And if you remember one of my other streams, the one where it was mad glitchy and shit, when I was going off and I got emotional because I had a bad day. I'm going to keep it real with you. Men's mental health is a fucking joke. Men's mental health awareness is a joke. Fucking save it. The only time it matters is when, unfortunately, a man unfortunately takes his own life. But outside of that bit, you guys don't the world does not give a fuck about men's mental health. That's why the red pill, much as I don't agree with it, who gonna look after these young men? Who gonna help lead these young men? Who gonna put a young man, who gonna put their arm around a young man's shoulder and say, hey, young man, I'm with you, I love you. I want you to go out here and be great and and succeed and reach your potential. Hey, young man, I'm proud of you. Where is it? There's none there. And like I said, Men are ATMs and we're fucking riot shields. That is the truth. And there's nothing you can tell. You can't fucking tell me otherwise. We ATMs and we riot shields. That's what people feel like our purpose is in life. ATMs, riot shields, and motherfucking forklifts to build shit. That's it. Those three. Forklifts, ATM, and a motherfucking riot shield. That's it. That's all. How the fuck? I don't give a fuck about the rules. Take them rules and shove it up your ass. I don't care. How the fuck? And LaShawn McCoy, I'm definitely gonna get on your ass. Ooh, you not going away unscathed, nigga. Hell no. Riddle me this. How the fuck do you get upset about a lady with love in her heart, with compassion in her heart, that she decided to speak kind words to a man who has worked his ass off to turn an organization around, with a lot of pressure being on Trevor Lawrence, being a highly touted generational talent coming out of Clemson. He hasn't lived up to that generational talent bit so far. He's played good down the stretch, but he hasn't really lived up to the hype out of Clemson just yet. We'll know if whether he will or won't. We'll have to see as time goes on. But Liam Cohen has worked his ass off to turn his team around, and has done so. And he took a tough loss. Jacoby Myers dropped pass, got Trevor Lawrence intercepted. Safety had no fucking business abandoning his goddamn assignment. When you got Josh Allen, it's two high fucking safeties, especially towards the end, especially down the stretch, fourth quarter, two high safeties at all motherfucking times. At all times. But being a man is a thankless job. We often work hard and sacrifice for others. We don't get told thank you. We don't get told I love you. We don't get told I appreciate you. And this woman did that. This man's worked his ass off. Probably had some sleepless nights, stressed out. Him losing a tough game like this. He felt like that. He might have felt in his head, damn, I done let my team down. I done let the city down. I done let myself down. I done let my family down. You don't know what type of emotions is going through this guy's head. So she did something powerful and beautiful. And that is the reason why I don't fuck with you niggas. That's why I by my motherfucking self. That's why I can't stand people. That's why I don't have no motherfucking friends. And guess what? I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that because I don't rock with you niggas. You niggas is weird. Ain't no participation trophies. Oh, this shit is soft. Shut the fuck up. How do you turn a beautiful moment? And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't give a fuck. If you have a problem with what this beautiful woman Lynn Jones did, I don't fuck with you. You not my kind of people. I'll say that often. I don't give a fuck who get mad, who behind the keyboard, or who behind this motherfucking phone and getting a fucking aneurysm and about to fucking blow a fuse, and all the lights go off and shit, and there's a goddamn power outage. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you goddamn break light bulbs like goddamn powder and shit. You said you was going to look after me. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That was a beautiful thing what that woman did. And for y'all to simply have a problem with it, y'all some fucking weird ass, stupid motherfuckers. Dumb motherfuckers. Motherfuckers who have darkness inside of y'all heart. That y'all sit there saw that beautiful, lovely thing that woman did that was full of compassion and love. Something that the world needs a lot more of. Because you motherfuckers up here laughing that motherfuckers was going to be without food stamps. How the fuck do you find it funny that people who can't afford food be without food? That's how fucking stupid our society is. That's how dumb our fucking society is. Motherfuckers up here laughing, you know, maybe most of the time unfairly getting sent back when they're whatever. You know what I'm saying? You motherfuckers up here laughing at other people's misfortunes because this world is fucking evil and it's ass backwards. All y'all motherfuckers that have a problem with what this beautiful lady Lynn Jones did, and that goes to anybody. I don't give a fuck. Now, moving forward, here's the thing, okay? And let's talk about those games. let's talk about the Broncos game, okay? So, here's the verdict on Josh Allen, okay? I know I've been on social media clowning the Bills a lot. Okay, cast out the bag. Cast out the bag. I'm going to tell y'all why I go after Bills Mafia, why I go after the fan base, and why I've said fuck Bills Mafia this and third. Number one, you niggas try to get the goddamn tush push ban. For fucking what? I don't know. You guys were adamant about getting a tush push ban, but then you go and fucking use it. Number two, Josh Allen's a great quarterback. When it's all said and done, he's top 10. Where he's at on the top 10 list will depend upon his postseason success. But Josh Allen's an elite quarterback. You fucking glaze him every chance you get. Can we wait till he does something like Caleb Williams so we can give him his proper praise and proper respect? But let's not keep giving him fucking MVPs that Saquon or Lamar, but really Saquon, but let's just say quarterback award Lamar deserved. And let's not give him titles that he hasn't actually earned yet through his play. Is he a great quarterback? Absolutely. Elite, top 10 of all time. Definitely a future Yellow Jacket. Where he's out in that top 10, again, depends upon his postseason success. Secondly, a lot of people are saying, oh, Josh Allen, you're not really that good. Oh. Did Josh Allen play good? No. And all of y'all goddamn having a problem with the interception. Brandon Cooks. By the way, I was about to make a video about, Brandon Cooks, that's comeback player of the motherfucking year. Then all of a sudden, he go flip over and let go of the motherfucking ball. And I think Jaquan McMillan gets the interception in overtime. That's an interception. That's legal. And there's no need to review it. Bills fan, get in y'all motherfucking feelings all y'all want. So, the problem I had with the Bills was you want the tush push ban, and you're very adamant about it, even though we're not a division rival. And on top of that, you use it yourselves. The overglazing of Josh Allen is fucking irritating. So instead of me giving Josh Allen his proper respect, I get annoyed. Just looking at the nigga sometimes. Not because he did anything. Not because I hate the guy. I like his guy. I love his guy. I like watching. Josh Allen's a fucking competitor. He's elite. I love watching Josh Allen. Josh Allen's a bad motherfucker. But y'all annoying me the fuck out of me with how much y'all glaze him for no fucking reason. Top of that. You guys then, what you call it? That should be a third reason. Oh, you trying to hold Darius Slay hostage. So, he didn't want to be there. He wasn't starting. Let the man go. And then for Bills fans, they act like that they couldn't fucking comprehend it. The reason why Darius Slay didn't want to fucking play for them because he wanted to play for the fucking Eagles. And by the way, they didn't do something about that waiver wire shit. Like, if you're a free agents should be able to choose where they want to go. It should be the same way. And like, there should be a waiver wire that forces a player to go to a team that they don't want to go. Like, if you're a free agent, you should be able to go a team. If a player says yes and the team says yes, cool. It can't be just team say yes and the player say no. Like, I don't like that shit. But you guys got upset because Darius Slay wants to play for the Eagles? You niggas is scared. You motherfuckers act like we got fucking Darryl Green. Slay, very good player. Probably would I respect to Dory Jackson. Salute to Dory Jackson. Because Dory Jackson, he ain't make no excuses. He ain't start talking on social media, doing all this extra shit. He went in the lab and he actually worked on this game. So I'm very proud of Dory Jackson. But that's why I don't like you niggas. Because you motherfuckers couldn't comprehend. You were so adamant about fucking Slay. He wasn't even going to start for your team. At all. I don't know what the fuck Tre'Davious White was doing because that clearly was a fucking PI at the end. Clearly. But here's the thing. Josh Allen didn't play good. Can't turn the ball over 4 to 5 times in a playoff game. We know that. But this loss is not on Josh Allen. Oh, I thought you said they good. Why are you glazing? What are you doing? Ah! Shut the fuck up before I knock down y'all bird nest. Anyway, this loss is not on Josh Allen. This loss is on, not even on Sean McDermott. Even though he got fired. Which, I don't like it because the next person you have to bring in, you have to ensure, right? It's kind of like with Doug Collins going to Phil Jackson. You need a Phil Jackson. Who that Phil Jackson is, I don't know. But you need a Phil Jackson. Sean McDermott was your Doug Collins. You can't find a Phil Jackson. That was a dumbass firing. Okay? Because this really game was not necessarily on him. And I don't like his ass. Especially because he was trying to add him about getting in touch with band. Yet he uses the same shit for his quarterback. Fucking hypocrite. Now, the organization failed Josh Allen. Give you a few examples. Number one, it took them years into this potential dynasty to get a running back in James Cook. They were staying with Devin Singletary when Devin Singletary is not a starting caliber running back. He's a complimentary piece. He's not a number one. So you stay with Devin Singletary. So you knew Josh Allen. Sometimes he can have get a little bit too trigger happy. You know, he's a gunslinger. That's what he is. You don't give him a running back to try to help balance things out. So that's how they failed him first and foremost. Secondly, the fuck Kelly. I'm trying to think. Number two. You never gave him an X. But Keon Coleman, who had that fucking hideous ass drop, his time is over in Buffalo, and honestly, he did it to himself. It's one thing to play bad, but you play bad, and then your attitude is bad. It's a no-brainer. You gotta go. He's gotta go. But nah, on some real shit, you can't do that. Also, here's another thing too, and this one I will kind of blame McDermott, but this is more or less on Joe Brady as the play caller. Nobody should be going down the field deep down the stretch, with the exception of motherfucking Shakir. Your game plan down the stretch in the clutch is make sure Shakir get that motherfucking rock. That's your best wide receiver for the team. He gotta go get he gotta go down deep. You don't put guys that have just been on the team, backups. No, you gotta go get find a way to go get Shakir open. He's your best receiver. I'll say he had a great year per se. He kind of disappointed me in some respects, but you never got him an X. How the fuck? I don't give a fuck how good you are. Joe Montana and Steve Young's ex was Jerry Rice. Peyton Manning's ex was Marvin Harrison. And he really had two exes in Reggie Wayne. Jalen Hurts got two exes with goddamn Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. But really, A.J. Brown will be the ex. You cannot, I don't give a fuck how good you are. Julio Jones was Matt Ryan's ex. Goddamn, Antonio Brown was the ex for Ben Roethlisberger. The list goes on. Justin Jefferson, Kirk. You understand my point. But if you want great quarterbacks to be able to succeed and get to a Super Bowl, you have to be adamant about getting him an X. It's not just about going to the draft and getting one because, you know, they tried and then Keon Coleman, it was a miss. But you need to go get a veteran. You should have been aggressive about getting a top-notch wide receiver. I understand that it's hard. It's kind of like Anthony Edwards and Timberwolves. You know, like Anthony Edwards is a superstar, arguably the most talented basketball player in the league right now. But nobody wants to come to cold-ass Minnesota. But that means you got to fix up your goddamn culture so that you can get motherfuckers to overlook the shitty-ass weather. And say, you know what? Josh Allen's elite. I want to help him win a Super Bowl. So you weren't adamant about getting him an X. You mismanaged finances to the point where you gave big-ass contracts to guys who didn't necessarily really want to play for y'all if you didn't give them the bag. Because nobody wants to play in fucking cold-ass Buffalo. So you didn't establish enough of a culture like the Eagles did to be like, yo. You know what I'm saying? You did not. So, I mean, it is what it is with that. But, what was I going to say? Got some other shit to say. I don't fucking remember. But yeah, The Bills failed Josh Allen. That's the truth. I don't give a fuck who like what I said, who don't like what I said. I don't give a fuck. The Bills front office failed Josh Allen. That defense as a whole, I'm so sorry to tell you, they're not very good. They're not good enough. So you don't have an X. Cause it's like you got to pick a struggle. You can't struggle in both. You can't have a defense that's not very good, holistically speaking, and then you want to sit up here and not give Josh Allen an X. Because guess what? For Brady, for the most part, the defenses were elite. But, fuck I was going to say. For Brady, the defenses. For Peyton Manning, the offenses. Until later on, past his career, he had Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware and Chris Harris Jr. was going crazy in them. But here's the thing. You got to pick a struggle. And to me, the struggle I would have picked was the defense. I would have did everything in my fucking power. Because look at it like this. Look at how the Bears ran their organization. They're like, and obviously, you know what? We're not going to spend that much money on defense. Let's go get, should we hook Caleb Williams up? You got a generational talent at quarterback. You got a guy that who could potentially wins in the Super Bowls. He could be better. And by the way, the ex receiver that you had in Stephon Diggs, you ran him out of town because you didn't like how he was demanding the ball. And then you say to yourself, we're better off without him. No, the fuck you're not. No, the fuck you're not. No, the fuck you're not. By the way, Shavers, who's making some big catches down the field, don't necessarily know why you're not involving him in the game plan. Very strange. But yeah, that's it for that. I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to need a part 2 of this. I don't have enough time. We're going to need a part 2. And that's what we're going to get. I'm going to get y'all part 2. So the part 2 of this is going to be this. We'll talk about the Eagles. Talk about some motherfuckers who was talking shit about the Eagles. Etc., etc. And that's pretty much it. All right? I'm out of here. Peace!